Hey crafty friends, good morning. How's everybody doing today?
I'm excited!
How's the peanut gallery?
The peanut gallery is great.
Whitney and Susan are here and they're doing great. We are getting ready for a party today, so hopefully you're here to party with us. It's our monthly party for the Quad of the Month Club. So if you're not part of our Quad of the Month Club, then you have an opportunity to join again. So I should probably talk a little bit about that. So I believe it was earlier this year, potentially in March, we had a sign up where you could sign up for 3 or 6 months and have one of our Creating Quad stencils exclusive to club members shipped to your doorstep each month. We ship those out around the 15th of each month, and so far this is just the second one. So if you signed up for a 3-month subscription or you missed out and didn't sign up at all, then you will have the opportunity to sign up for the second 3 months, and that will be happening at the beginning of June. So of course we'll get you more details on that as the time comes closer, but if you're watching today and bummed out that you missed out on the first 3 months, then there will be an opportunity to join for the second half of the membership. So everybody tell me hello as you're watching today. And also I should mention, this is your spoiler alert. So if you like to be surprised by your quad that comes in your mailbox, then you will want to stop watching fairly soon, because I am going to show you what the quad is and we're going to create with it. And my hope is to give you that little sneak peek, maybe get you some inspiration. If there's anything that I use that inspires you and you want to create similar cards, then you can get orders placed and they'll arrive about the same time as your membership stencil. So yes, I am super excited. I've got some fun stuff. And
I'm so excited.
We're going to be doing a little bit of snarky and a little bit of sweet today. So Susan took the sweet and I took the snarky, which is probably no surprise. Susan's very sweet. So,
yes.
Don't ask my kids.
She's shaking her head.
Yeah, she's shaking her head like she's not, but she's very sweet.
Thank you.
I have lots of samples to share with you and all of that good stuff as well. So
I was going to say, if I was one of those at home, I would turn it off or I wouldn't be watching. I like surprises.
you like surprises?
I would be one of those that would wait till it
I
comes
would
in
be the one that
mailbox.
was there, like right away, want to see it, want to know what's coming. I like my surprise early, so it's still a surprise, right?
That's true.
It just comes a little earlier. So, hello, Nancy. Hi, Linda. Karen loves snarky. Kelly's here, and Tiffany. Hello, Lucy, and Kimber says, spill the tea. I do have a little tea to spill. Thank you for that wonderful segue into what I wanted to talk about before we get started looking at the quad. So we have been spilling some tea this week on our Fans of Tailored Expressions page. Have you guys been there?
Yes.
Yes, I've been watching.
Yes.
It's been fun. We still have several days to go with this sneak peek. And if you've been watching, if you're part of that group, then you know that next week's release is all about our new colors. And we wanted to do something fun for all of our fans. And so we have these this fun little guessing game going. So you have an opportunity, if you're participating, to win a $25 store credit to the Tailored Expressions web store, which I think will come in handy with the new color release next week if you are chosen as a winner. So
I need to get over there.
I know. So I wanted to just share with you one little snippet of what's going on. So each day we're putting up a fun little graphic that features our new color. So we had fun shopping for all kinds of items and accessories that kind of coordinate with and match our new color that is coming out. So we will have 7 new colors, and this is our graphic for today. So I don't want you guessing on the live. Go to the fan page. There's a link you need to click, and then you can enter your guess. And then we'll be drawing randomly from the guesses in order to award those store credits. So this is today's color, 5 letters. And if you've been around TE for long, then you know we name our colors after foods. So a couple little hints there to get you started in your guessing, and you can go over to the fan page. Again, I did tell you there would be more, so tomorrow there's actually 2 color guessing opportunities, and then Sunday there will be an additional one, and Monday as well, with the release of these colors happening on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Yay! So we are super excited to get those out there and start incorporating them into more projects. But for now, should we start crafting? I think new colors might be coming up a little bit in today's live. Let's get started. So I mentioned in the description and at the beginning that we are having a party today. You might remember our last Quad of the Month stencil was called Surprise Party. Yes. So we're continuing with that party theme, and this month's stencil is called Pattern Party.
Woo woo!
So with your Quad of the Month subscription, you will get this label, which fits in our quad storage pouches. So that's in the back of your packaging. So just make sure, if you don't want to use it, you can toss it, but you will find it in there if you are using that storage solution for your quads. So again, we have a 4-layer stencil that creates those 4 A2 panels, and this month each of the quadrants features a unique pattern. And patterns are super easy to incorporate into just about any style card. You can switch up the colors, you can, just to make the occasion a little bit different. You can do so many different stamp imagery items with these. So I'm going to show you the patterns now. We're going to flip this over. Here we go. So this is the back of your packaging, and we do these a little bit different for our Quad of the Month people or stencils, and you receive the packaging that has inspiration on it. So this set on the left was created by Susan, and over here on the right is the one that I did. So this is the sweet and this is the snarky. And down at the bottom you will see that I have all of the items that were used on each of those samples, kind of the main stamps, dies, anything extra that was used to decorate the card panels in the inspiration. You might,
Gee, why is there masking tape
I
on
know.
there, Taylor?
I know, you might notice there's some odd washi tape over the colors section, and that's because Susan and I thought it would be really fun to feature new colors in our samples this month, because we are releasing those on Tuesday, which is the 16th, and I don't think you guys will have your stencil by then, even if they start shipping the 15th. It takes a little while. So anyway, I covered those up because, like I said, we're having that guessing game and I don't want to give away any hints. So on the live today, I'm actually not going to be blending with these combos. You'll find that out when you get that packaging, what we used on each of those. But instead, I'm going to be blending with this beautiful combo. So this combo was inspired by a shirt that Susan's daughter has, and it has stuck in my head for months and months. So when I realized that I needed to shift gears and blend with something different than the new colors, I asked Susan to bring in this swatch because I just thought I want to blend with that. It's always been in my brain and I haven't actually done anything with it. So we're going to do that today. All right. Charlie says, I bet the green is steamed broccoli.
No.
Yeah, not quite.
We like food names we want to eat.
Right, I know. Sometimes when we come up with food names that are polarizing, like cilantro, I know some people really love cilantro and others are like, ugh. So yeah, sometimes we have to say no to certain color names because they just don't sound appealing. Like our April Fool's colors.
Sardines.
Sardines and canned tuna. And moldy cheese.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I do like moldy cheese though.
I can't remember what the other ones
Blue
were,
cheese.
so. All right. This then is the stencil, and we're going to start blending with these 4 colors: Plum Punch, Dried Fig, Blue Corn, and Tropical Punch. So I have my quad paper here. If you're not familiar with that, we use 8 by 10.5 sheets of paper. so that we can get a perfect cut when we're finished. So 8 cut in half is 4, and then 10.5 cut in half is 5.25. So then you end up with 4 panels that are each measuring 4 by 5.25. Now, I've said this before, but if you want to blend on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, you certainly can. You will just have to trim all of the outer edges down before you cut your panels in half each direction. So sort of just depends on how it works best for you, but that's how we have been doing it at TE, and that's why we sell our Creating Quads paper pack, because this is pre-cut for you. You can keep it in with your quad stencils, so every time you want to use one, you can just grab the paper right there. So we're going to start by lining up this stencil on the back of lining up our paper on the back of our stencil. I'm going to grab a few pieces of my teal tape and just get them ready to go here. As soon as I have that piece of paper in place, I want to be able to stick it down. So each of these stencils has an etched alignment guide around the outside. So we're going to put the paper in the corners. Got some shadow going on here. I need to get my head right over the stencil to make sure that I have that in place. Shift it just a little bit at the bottom. Susan is watching comments for me today,
Yep,
so
nothing.
if you do have any
Yeah.
questions, feel free to ask them.
Just a lot of ideas about color names and bad color names, and how about liver and onions?
Was liver one of our?
I think it was. I want to
colors?
say it was.
Something about onion or something like that. I don't know.
And that we do really all like broccoli. It was
I
just
do
a joke.
like broccoli.
Yeah, us too.
Okay, so once you have that first layer positioned behind your stencil, or that paper positioned behind the first layer of your stencil, we're going to adhere that paper down to our placemat, and then we're going to mark the alignment squares. So we only have to do the alignment one time. The next subsequent layers of the stencil can be aligned by using the alignment squares. And I'll talk about this a little bit as I go, but the alignment squares are a guide. So ultimately, you also need to pay attention to where the pieces are laying on your pattern. And you might need to shift a 1/16 of an inch, or just what I call just a hair, to get it right in the perfect place. So while these are great guides, pay attention to the pattern that you have in front of you too. Okay, so let's grab my trusty ink stand.
Don't forget
and-
that.
I
No,
love my ink
I
stand.
know.
Can't live without it.
Can't forget it anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna start with Tropical Punch ink.
This is my favorite color.
Tropical
I love
Punch.
Tropical Punch.
Susan
Mm.
uses Tropical Punch a
All
lot.
the time. It's my favorite. Poor confetti cake feels left out. Used to be my
It
favorite.
used to be your
Oh.
favorite. Yes. We might all have some new favorites soon.
I know. I was gonna say one, but then I was like,
I know,
nope,
don't say
I
it.
caught myself. I caught myself.
I didn't want to jinx us. but
My
I was
new
thinking,
favorite.
If we make it through this live without giving one away, we'll be doing well.
It does feel like we've got a secret, and
Yeah.
sometimes the harder you work to keep the
The
secret,
secret.
the more it tends to just
Wants to
fall
pop
out of
out.
your mouth. Oh, I
Oh,
still,
man.
maybe we should tell stories of secrets that have been revealed before they
Oh,
were supposed
no.
to. I remember the one I can think of is I had gotten John tickets to the Rose Bowl game. There was somebody at my work with a connection when we lived in California, and the two states we had lived in, Iowa and Michigan, were playing in the Rose Bowl that year. And of course, it's always sold out. And so John was excited about it, but we knew we probably wouldn't be able to get in. Well, I scored these free tickets from someone at my work, like 50-yard line in the front.
Woo!
I know, it was amazing.
A big deal.
And of course, I told my parents and was super excited about that. And so I believe it was at, I can't remember what we were there for a meal for, but I remember my dad said, "So you getting excited for the Rose Bowl game?"
Oh,
My mom kicked him under the table. And then, he adds something like, like to watch it on TV.
no. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know if John, I'll have to ask him because I don't remember if he said he caught on and knew what was happening or not. But that's the reveal that I can most remember. Have you guys ever given up a surprise party or something that was supposed to be a surprise?
I'm sure I have. I can't think of any right now. My kids, man, they say anything and everything. I'm like, don't you repeat this. Oh, 2 seconds later, guess what?
Yeah, that's why you just don't tell them.
You can't tell.
I know, you can't tell them anything.
You learn that lesson the hard way the first time, and then you learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
Never again.
My mom let me have ice cream for dinner. It's always that stuff. But
I know I gave away, it was a party. I know I gave it away, but now I just can't remember what it was. But I was the second person, so I wasn't the first one to give it away. The person that was hosting, if I remember right, had made it abundantly clear to everyone that it was a surprise party.
oh,
So I was like, "Oh,
That's
well,
tough.
we'll see you on Friday." And he looked at me, and I was like, "Eh." So I remember I gave it away, but I don't remember the full details behind it. But it
So
was
I've got a
all-
couple questions here.
Uh-oh.
Do you find holding the head of the blending brush helps? And yes, I was kind of sometimes I put my thumb on it, sometimes I put my forefinger and my thumb along the side. And I do find that gives me more ability to add pressure than, trying to hold it like this and push down to get color out of my brush. So I am a heavy-handed blender, so perhaps that's why.
I'm wondering, I just had to go hold my brush to see how I hold it, because I don't push on the top.
But you hold it
I
more.
hold it here. I hold it like that.
Okay.
So I don't
Susan
put
holds
pressure
it like
that.
this.
Yeah.
Without a thumb or a finger
on
but
it.
Yeah, maybe that's why we've determined something today. So thank you for that question. Maybe that's why I am heavier handed, because you do get more, when you put more pressure on your brush head, you get a darker color. So yeah, experiment with that. Let's pull this away. Then, yeah, I think somebody asked what was the name of the set, and it is called Pattern Party. Now, after I remove this first layer, you can start to see what those patterns might end up like. We have triangles, my personal favorite, hexagons, and we'll have to wait and see what these other two turn out like. All right, next up we have the second layer of the stencil. Those are all noted at the bottom right. It's etched in down here. If I can get it to catch the light, you can see it says -2. So with this particular stencil, it does not matter what order you go in. Some of our stencils, it's easier, and we do try to order them in the easiest way. So, all right, so this second layer is gonna allow me to use those squares as a guide, but also use my eyeballs to make sure that I get those pieces lined up. So what am I paying attention to? I'm paying a little bit of attention to the distance between the hexagons, making sure that that one is centered. And maybe here you can see I want these lines to come straight across, so making sure that this piece lines up with this. Also spacing between your triangle layers. So a few different visual cues that you can pay attention to.
Lynn was asking about signing up. When is the next sign up again?
It is in June. I'm not going to give an exact date, but it will be the beginning of June. So,
But there's no way to sign up for these 3. They're done.
correct.
Yes.
These have already closed. So,
I love a good party.
yay! I know we love the theme.
Yes.
I can't wait to show you guys what's up for June.
I can't either.
No.
Oh,
The party is just getting better.
it's the party.
Okay, so I have dried fig next, and I'm gonna move it out of the frame, but that's the color that I'm using here. And I'm gonna try to do Susan's method on this one, because dried fig can be pretty dark,
And it's a newer ink pad. so
and it
it's
is newer, yeah.
Sorry. That's loud.
Susan's die cutting something over there, making some amazing creation.
Sorry.
I know, I love it. Can't wait to see what it is.
It's a Friday crafty party. Every day is a crafty party here. Should we craft today? Yes.
Charlie says she wants a cup of what you're having today, Whitney.
Oh, Charlie, come on over. I'm
It's
eating
called
all
coffee.
the treats that you give me.
I was gonna say it's called coffee. Whitney has
I was
some
gonna
like
say, it's called lack of sleep and lots of coffee.
Yes.
At
Yes.
Vicky's house.
we need blending music.
Yes.
So I see some people asking, are we continuing the Quad of the Month Club after the 6 months are up? We don't have plans to do that, but I would love to hear what are maybe some other products that you would love to be a part of a club if we had that opportunity to do something like we've done here. I know you guys know we have our triple slims. Those are fun too, but anything else that comes to mind, we always love suggestions and like to know what our customers like. We can guess, which I think we made a pretty good guess on the Quad of the Month, but lots of people excited about it.
You're gonna have some pretty cards when you're done.
I know, I'm excited.
I like that. What do you think about my technique?
I like it. I do feel like I'm getting a little lighter handed than I normally do. So it must have a little bit to do with how you hold your brush.
I never thought about it. Just you have a technique and that's what you do.
Yeah.
So when she asked, I literally went over and had to grab a brush to see. Because I was like, I don't think I can explain it. I have to try it.
Right. It's sort of like when you think about how you cross your arms, which direction. Everybody has a most comfortable way, but everybody's a little different. Yeah.
Never thought about that one. Did you ever thought about that?
I go left arm out and right arm in.
Now everybody's pausing to
Yes, everybody pause and cross
crisscross
their arms.
Oh goodness.
That's why I love these parties. We have the most
random
random conversations about things that
Welcome to our life.
things that really don't matter. Oh, let's see. Serena asked, did anyone on the design team create any of this quad with paste on one or more layers?
Oh, I did last time, didn't I?
Yeah,
For
last time
birthday?
you used the silver.
But no, we didn't.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I could do it on the last layer.
yeah,
But I'd have to just leave off the pattern that I'm going to complete on the video because I need
Yeah,
that one
you
and it
need
won't
that one.
dry very fast. So maybe, Whitney, since you're here, you want
Yeah.
to grab me some
Tasty.
iridescent glitter paste.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving on. Layer 3.
See, look, we just roll with it here.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know if she uses.
Probably needs her glass border.
Glass board would work great.
I'll get it. I know. I have it buried.
All right, next color is going to be Plum Punch, which is a little more brighter magenta purple color. I actually have 2 different purple blender brushes that I use. You can see this one's quite a bit darker and this one is more of that magenta color. So if you are like me and you have multiple sets, then that could be one that you choose to keep separate so that the Plum Punch gets that little bit more pink in it than the blue that's in the dried fig.
I also want to hear if people really enjoy crafting with snarky or sweet, because I feel like I tend to gravitate towards the sweet stuff. But then when I see the snarky stuff, I'm like,
makes you laugh.
this is so funny. I need
Yes.
this in my life. I feel like now
Then
I'm torn.
I chicken out about sending it to anyone.
So who are our snarky crafters out there, and do you have certain people in your lives that really appreciate the snark? Maybe it's, I always think of like my brother-in-law, or it seems to be men in my life that I feel like would enjoy the joke about being old a little more than, please Whitney, don't send me the card
I know.
that says something about happy birthday, I'll always be younger than you.
Yeah. No,
That's just not uplifting.
thing for you.
I mean, it is funny. It's funny, but also sadly true. But we've had some really great snarky come out recently with our birthday release, and I've loved seeing the inspiration. Still, my favorite sentiment is, I'm sorry I called you old. I
I
thought
thought
you
you
knew.
knew. Love it.
And I would send that. I think I
I
would
would
send that to
too.
just about anybody. There are some good ones in that set.
Yeah, my brother deserves that. End of May. That one's going in the card.
Charlie says, if it's any surprise, the snarky people are her people. She's starting a tribe.
Join Tribe Charlie.
Snarky tribe, unite.
Yes, when I saw your cards with this quad, I loved them and just laughed out loud for that grumbling that said, I want to be where the people aren't. And I was just like, ah!
Yes,
Ugh.
that's a funny one.
That one, did that come out during COVID?
I think so, or it actually might have come out before COVID, but was oddly
Perfect.
appropriate when when COVID hit.
The days.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I'm not doing with this stencil, but would be pretty, and I did do it in my original samples. Maybe I can pull one of them in here, but you can see how I used a couple of different colors on each layer. So this particular color here has two different colors in it. I'm not gonna say what they are,
Oh, good for you.
but
They were waiting, they were listening.
if you want some more dimension in your patterns, then grab a slightly darker color and you can add that with a bitty blender brush. It's coming
Did
together.
you bring the pattern set that we used? That coordinates with the
Oh,
hexagon?
if you want to bring that
Yeah,
over.
that's
I'm not
fine.
actually going to make that card, but I should
No,
show
that's so
everybody.
cute.
All right, last layer. This one is going to be blue corn, and this one should be the easiest to place. As long as you've done well with your other placements, then this one should fall right in. And again, use those spacing, use that spacing to kind of determine where you're going with that. And blue corn, that's our navy blue color. Anybody have any fun weekend plans?
It's Mother's Day.
Oh, that's right, yes. I've already bought myself a few gifts.
Oh,
I
Good
think
job.
how many?
three.
Oh, get this. I bought myself a pair of leggings, workout leggings, and I accidentally shipped them to my mother-in-law.
Oh!
I felt so bad. I was like, oh, sorry.
Those are for me.
Those are for me. I bought her leggings last year for Mother's Day from this place. And then for some reason the address never changed. So when I sent it through, it sent her a pair. She doesn't wear the same size as me though. So then I was like, it's fine. She's so petite. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry if you opened those. They're mine. I bought it for myself. I felt so bad.
Happy Mother's Day
I
to
know.
you, but also
I'm
to
sending
me.
your gift It felt horrible saying it out loud.
I did a bad mother-in-law thing last year. I mean, she's very sweet and forgiving. But I was just so focused on not forgetting her birthday that I texted her the day before her birthday
Oh,
and wished her
yes.
happy birthday. Happy birthday, I hope you have a great day. I mean, I do know that in my head, I really do know. I just got all bothered about it and I pulled the trigger too early.
Oh, I get it.
So you thought it was on the day, or you were really just trying to be a day early?
No, I wasn't trying to be early.
Oh, okay.
I think I got my calendar messed up, so I didn't actually, I know when her birthday is, but then I thought for some reason something happened that week that got canceled, and then I thought it was Wednesday when it was really not, and anyway, it just made me look silly, like I didn't know when her birthday was after all these years.
I say you're in the ballpark, it counts.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. No.
So then we made a joke of it, and that was last year. So this year, she's already had her birthday, and I did it again just to be funny.
Okay. See, in my family, my siblings and I have this, who can text the sibling on their birthday first. So I started doing it the night before. Happy
Yes.
birthday Eve, I always say.
That's
so
what
I was
Cindy Ann said. So you were the first to wish her a happy birthday. That's not terrible.
Nope.
Yeah, I just wish it was intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, this was my last layer. We were going to put that stuff on it, right?
Which color
I
are you gonna
almost
use?
forgot. I am going to use the iridescent. Did you
It's
bring
right
that
here.
over? Okay.
And she brought
you
you
all
all
the
the tools.
The iridescent glitter paste is clear, which means it goes perfectly over any color. And could you grab me the Post-it labeling tape so I can match
I can't
off?
pick that up. Yes. I'm trying to pick that thing up. I can't pick it up.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I'm going to use this though.
See, you want this?
Yes. Okay, so this is the pattern I'm going to create on today. And so I don't want to put the paste on there because it won't dry in time for me to keep creating with it. So, hopefully we understand here. I'm starting to think about also when I go to cut
Do
it
you want to
apart.
cut it? Do you want to cut it first?
Yeah, because when I go to cut it apart with
Cutting, yeah. The cutter.
with
you're
my
gonna-
cutter, it's gonna get all messed up. So
You're just going to have to realign it. It'll be okay.
yes, it will be okay. I'll leave this hinged here, and we'll pull this off of our placemat, and we'll just cut out this piece right here.
Here.
Do we have a trimmer?
Yep. I'll set up the way Taylor likes it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so we'll come down 4 inches, and I'm only gonna go halfway, so I can just cut out this one panel.
Everyone's saying that your stencil shifted. Did it? I didn't see it.
I don't see a shift. I don't think so. It looks perfect to me.
Yeah, maybe it was what they were saying when you were taking it back down or something. I don't know. Looks good to
Okay,
me.
I gotta get some of this tape off the back here.
Is it sticking to your trimmer?
Yes. All right, and this one is gonna be 5 1/4. And again, we're just gonna cut down part way. Okay, so now that's good. I can cut that pattern out and set it aside so we can use it on our project, but I can still demonstrate how that would work to add some of the paste. So I'm gonna have to reline this up again. Let's put my, super easy to line it up a second time because your pattern's already down, so you have the visual of where you're going with this.
Oh, Cindy Ann says, my aunt competed to be the first to wish family happy birthdays and on all holidays. Anytime after midnight was on. In the days of telephones, no text.
Oh! Well, that was dedication there, but
No, but you're calling someone in the middle of the night.
you're calling
Oh,
it,
no.
that's true. You might get some angry relatives. Oh. Okay.
And
Do we have more?
no, I'm just gonna, it's blue corn. She wanted to know what color was the last
Okay. All right, so yes, I've lined that up with the openings so I can see that blue corn color. And now I'm going to just take that paste and apply it through the stencil.
See, and I use both. I use that, and then at the end I use that stencil
Oh,
pal.
okay.
But if you're not used to using it, you don't have to. I just brought it because I use it.
Yeah, there's a few different good tools for applying. I like to get my paste out of the jar with the smaller one.
Me too. Yeah.
Because that's just easier. It fits in the jar lid. And then
Plus, it's easy to clean.
I'll show you the tool that Susan uses kind of to end it. And I feel a little bit more comfortable pulling down. So I don't really know why I started this one kind of going across up here, but I like to pull down. It's just a more natural motion for me. Some of these larger openings, you want to make sure that you get enough paste inside of them so they're not missing paste in the middle.
What a great idea. This is gonna look gorgeous.
Yes. Excited about it.
I can't wait to see everyone's pictures. I love looking on the fan page and seeing once everybody gets theirs, what everyone comes up with.
I like the color combos.
It is my favorite thing to just go on there and like see what everybody's making.
Yes, so please share your projects. Everybody
Yes,
likes to get
we love that.
inspired, and the fan page is the best place to do that. All right. Whitney, I'm
Whitney
gonna
a
give
crafter
this-
before you know it.
I know. She just needs to get her kids a little bit older and more self-sufficient, and then there's time for crafting.
Hooray!
We will sink our teeth in her too.
I know, right?
Yay! Look how pretty that looks. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. You can see the sparkle in that layer. There it is.
Woo woo!
So pretty. Yeah, as that dries, that's going to turn out really pretty and iridescent, sparkly. All right, so we'll set that aside and let that dry. And because I did so much coloring on my cards, I don't have time with you guys to make all of the all 4 of the cards today. So this is the one that we are going to make here on the live. And I know I promised that I had snarky. This is not snarky, obviously. It says have a magical day with some of those magical critters on it. Those are from our Little Critters stamp set. And this is what that looks like. So you can kind of mix and match those critters, put them inside different frames that you might have. This one is here's what this one looks like. I believe it's called, what's it called?
Isn't your stamp set laying there?
No, the die set. Frame Stacklets 3. Stitch Frame Stacklets 3,
Oh.
I think. That's an educated guess, or just an off the top of my head guess. I'm sure Charlie can throw it. Oh, it's on the back of the packaging, wherever that went. It is Stitched Frame Stacklets 3. Isn't that what I
good
said?
job.
I got it. Okay.
Good job.
So that's what I put
Sorry,
the
I'm too
critters
slow.
inside, and you can play with lots of different shapes and options. On the original, you can see what that looked like with that color combo that will remain unnamed currently.
Good job. Passed again.
Yes, and I'll show you the other ones. I did 2 kind of normal and then 2 snarky. So we have the llama from the Little Critters set that's kind of peeking his head out from that Get the Word Out hello. And then this is the one that Susan wanted me to show you. So a lot of times we like to make products that are backwards compatible with things that we already have in our collection. And you can see I added some of the little dots here, the patterns to the hexagons. And that is part of this little clear set that's called Happy Hex. So this came out with our Happy Hex kit, I think it's been a couple years ago at least. And these little hexagon patterns can be stamped inside the patterns of this hexagon. Just to give you a few other options for adding detail to your projects, I wanted to show you Susan's too. She used a different pattern in her hexes, but that was from the Happy Hex set as well. Then let's look at the Snarky before we keep going with our creations. So I grabbed Big Grumpy and Big Grumpy Cat. I thought they were kind of fun and a little bit ironic with the bright and happy colors that I used. And so I colored those and then added the sentiments inside. I made you this card, yay me, and I want to be where the people aren't. So we've got that textured wood grain cardstock on there that the Grumpy Cat is sitting on, and lots of different sentiment options. We have some great, even Big Grumpy birthday sentiments, so lots of occasions that you can send Grumpy for. So I'll show you the rest of Susan's sweet set, and it has some great sentiments from the set. What was that? Boho Hellos, I think it was. Yes. Boho Hellos is the name of the sentiment stamp set
It's
that she
one of
used.
my favorite.
It is a great.
I just used it last night.
Yes, it's a great one. The font is a nice script paired with a print font and gives you lots of options. So you are amazing, oh happy day. And she used 2 different color combinations on each half of her quad. So 2 of the cards were this combo and 2 of them are the blues and greens. So I thought that was a great creative way to get maybe a more boyish color combination paired with a girlish color combination, so you don't have to do all 4 the same either. So, and I guess I should point out, they both share 2 layers. So you can see here, if I bring them all in frame, she used the same greens on all 4 cards, which will remain unnamed. I have to keep reminding myself, like, just don't say the names. And then she paired the greens with pinks and on the left and blues on the right. So lots of fun combos, and I can't wait to see what you guys do.
And everyone needs glossy cardstock.
Glossy black. Yes!
Mhm.
Susan put glossy black
glossy
cardstock and black rhinestones on these cards to kind of draw them all together. They look great.
Another
especially
Of my favorite things.
Another one of your favorite things. And they look great when you emboss your sentiments, so it kind of draws in that glossiness of the embossing with the paper that you're using.
Rebecca would like to know that it would be just fine if you shared the name.
I can't.
Can't.
I mean,
It's painful.
not on purpose, but if I did it, it wouldn't be on purpose. Okay, so we are going to grab the critters. I used the Yeti and the unicorn and the dragon. The 3 kind of mythical, magical critters. I'm going to powder my cardstock because I'm going to emboss these with clear embossing powder over the top of my VersaFine Clair. So I'll use the VersaFine Clair, which is a pigment ink, so it's wetter than our typical hybrid and dye inks, which means I can add clear embossing powder over the top before it dries. And we'll have beautiful black embossed images without actually using black embossing powder. Hooray for that.
Woo-woo.
Black embossing powder,
It's a little tough.
it can be a pain especially if you have a little bit of trouble with those flyaway pieces and any kind of little speck of black.
It's like using glitter.
In Susan's book, yeah, Susan only uses glitter when it comes in the paste form.
Yep, paste form is great.
Okay. I'll heat these really quick, and then we get to use something else that's new to the TE store, which I'll talk about once I turn this heat tool off.
That was drying really cool.
we have that beautiful crisp black with the shiny clear embossing over the top. And we are going to use Olos to color these today. So if you tuned in yesterday to our live with Lori Craig, then raise your hand or give a shout out. Did you learn something new that you didn't know about Olo markers? I would love to hear. I thought it was really fun. I always learn something from Lori when she talks about marker coloring. So I'm gonna try and make this fairly quick. So I'm not gonna go into a ton of detail about the Olos themselves, but you guys should definitely watch that video from yesterday. I know Charlie's got it up on both YouTube and on our Facebook page, so you can catch it if you haven't.
I feel like I learned so much just watching you guys color. You were just doodling and coloring, and I'm sitting there like, look at how beautiful, and just light flicks here. It felt so peaceful.
It is, there is something relaxing about watching someone else color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone else.
Right. I started watching Lori color and forgetting that I was supposed to be coloring too. So yeah, somebody asked if I could share what colors I'm using. I'll try to do that as I go along. I used V2.3 and 2.4, and then a little bit of V4.1 to fill it in the center with a lighter color. And I will get a little bit closer here so you guys can see better. Come back in and pull that out just a little touch again. Okay, now to remember what color I used for, all right, BG 2.4 and 2.7 is what I'm going to use for the remainder of the dragon here. Lori talked about this a lot yesterday too, that if you don't want to do the blending with your markers, you get just beautiful, consistent ink flow with these markers that you really don't need to do more colors. If you want to, you can simply color flat. She called it flat coloring. So just one color. This is BG 2.1. 2.4 and 2.7. And these all just entered the TE store yesterday. Unless you were part of our Stamp Joy Virtual, then you may already have these from us at that point.
Lori's giving a reminder that you can leave the caps off when you're bouncing back and forth to
Oh,
blend.
thank you, Lori. That is a habit that's going to be
It sounds like it goes against Susan's rules.
of only one open at a time.
Sounds dangerous,
Yes.
Lori.
So Lori explained yesterday that sometimes when you're constantly moving back and forth between caps, this marker cap can create somewhat of a vacuum suction seal. So when you're constantly pulling the caps off and putting them back on, you can get some of those little flecks of ink or blobs of ink that come out when you don't want them to. So it's best when you're coloring to just leave the caps off of the marker and kind of switch in your hands back and forth, just like that. And that is something I'm not used to yet, so I will get there, I promise. All right, back to the V2.3 and 2.4, and we'll color in his chest area here. Belly, I guess you would call it. I do always have to make sure that I get it back on the right one too. All right, now we'll move to the unicorn. I'm gonna use, now that I put the caps back on, I'm gonna use the same color. So that V 2.3 and 2.4. Also, something I'm getting used to is coloring from dark to light. All of the kind of reasoning behind why these suggestions are being made is in that live video. So feel free, again, you could even bookmark it and watch it again later. Take notes.
You're like me, Taylor. I can't color and talk at the same time. It's too hard. It's just too hard.
Have I gotten
Concentrating.
silent?
Yes.
I know.
There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's concentration
Yes.
needs to happen.
I am concentrating. I'm mostly trying to pay attention to the card I already created so I don't have to think about where I'm putting the color down because I already thought about that once. But then I have to be more silent so that I'm paying attention to where I'm going. Okay, we'll add in some of that purple again. I added the darker highlight towards the base of the hair first and then pull out with that lighter color if you're using multiple colors and doing the shading. And then the color that I'll be using to kind of match the dried fig is BV 4.2, 4.4, and 4.5. So I'm gonna start with actually I think I'll just do two colors. The hair is not very big space. So we'll start with the darker color again up at the top. And switch to our lighter color to pull that down. And 3-color blending is great too. So if I wanted to go even darker up there at the root of the hair, I could do that. But I'm trying to keep it a little bit simple so that we can not take an
2
hour
hours.
just to color. Okay, so then my little Yeti guy, we're gonna go back to the BG combo, which is 2.3, 2.4, 2.7. I think mostly I use 3, 4, and maybe even 1. Lori had a great explanation for kind of why the colors are numbered the way they are and how you can very intuitively tell which marker colors are designed to go together. So this is 2.1 that I used second, and the first one was 2.3.
I would like to know the number of lives that we didn't get off on a tangent about food.
Do we like to talk about food?
They're on their food tangent.
Everybody else is?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're listening to you and thinking about food.
Well, I mean, I guess we did our job by naming everything after foods, so maybe we should blame ourselves.
We like food.
Oh, you do. Whitney, that reminds me, did you get that Mother's Day gift for yourself? Am
No, I need to order it still.
Wow.
I'm gonna order it.
Because
It's like
I really
the
want to
best.
come over this weekend and
I
eat it
know.
with
I'll
you.
do it today. I'll do it today if you're gonna come over.
Whitney's ordering her own Mother's Day gift, and there's a company around here called Sisters in Cheese, which is
I'm coming over too.
Yeah, come over.
Susan's now coming over too. It's called Sisters in Cheese, and they do charcuterie boards.
And they're amazing.
They
do
are.
it for like all different sizes.
Yeah, so you can order like for the number of people you want to feed with it. But we have done them several times at the office for different events, and I told Whitney that I'd only come and eat it with her if she got the pimento cheese, though. So yummy.
Can you just order just a vat of that?
I wish.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If you get on their website and tell me, I would love to know that. I don't even know if they have a website.
They do. Yeah,
They
they
do.
do. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how you go about ordering.
I want to say they're in Marion. Where's Marion? Is
Oh,
that
in
really far?
Cedar Rapids.
Is that far?
That is
Yeah,
far.
it's about 2 hours.
Oh, okay. So maybe they have different locations, or maybe I'm just totally wrong. Yeah, there's one location that's super close.
Now I'm very hungry.
I
know,
know.
that's the thing. It says Madrid on
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah, that's not very far.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I did Madrid and
It's the Marion. Yeah,
Yes.
That's all right.
Both M's.
Yeah. Both in Iowa.
Whitney's
We're
still
okay.
learning all the places.
All right, I think I've completed my coloring. I didn't give these little critters names, but they sure are cute. Okay, coordinating dies for these then. I have my dragon and my yeti and my unicorn.
Yeti now has a totally different name, right?
I know.
I know.
I think
Thinking
of
of the cup.
the
Yeah.
drink cup. Got a few pieces of Scotch removable tape that I'll just tack down here.
Are Yeti and Abominable Snowman the same? I know Abominable.
Snowman.
Yeah, the same.
I don't think so. Are Yeti and Bigfoot the same?
The combination of things we start to ponder.
What did we do before Google?
I know, right? Googling mythical creatures. What is this?
Yes, I forget, what was I Googling the other day? Are jungles and forests the same thing? Or no, do koalas live in jungles?
Koalas live in jungles. That's what we're
forests.
wondering. Yes.
I don't know. So, all right, we've got these three little guys. Then I have my circles already pre-cut with vellum to fit behind. So we'll just go ahead and adhere that together. I mentioned this was the Stitched Frame Stacklets 3, where you get the 3 different sizes of the scalloped circle frames.
Ooh, you know what else is happening today?
What?
Tropical Shirt Day.
Oh, it's Tropical Friday at TE.
Susan's all dressed up. I have 0 tropical, so I feel like I must take
It's a
myself out.
t-shirt. It's a t-shirt.
You did it, Susan. She's got palm trees on to remind us that somewhere it's looking amazing outside.
It's tropical somewhere. Sort of like it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right?
Yeah, we have one of our gals, Erin, that works down in our shipping. She has kind of coined,
Yeah,
Tropical
she has many
Friday.
tropical shirts.
and she has many tropical shirts, and so she wanted to make Tropical Friday a thing at TE. Who knows if it will last into the winter, but
Hey, we just left that. So we're not
I know,
talking
we're not going to
about
think
that.
about that for a while. I'm kind of tucking these little critters in between the vellum and the circle layer, and just using a tape runner to tape those down. And there's my little dragon guy. Whenever I see this, I think, Puff the Magic Dragon.
I know. I
Is
think Erin
this another
was just
mythical
like,
creature we
yes.
have to Google?
Now we have to Google more things.
Was that a book or a movie or what?
It was. I
that?
think it was. Pete. Is it the Pete the Dragon or
Yeah.
what is
Okay.
it? Yeah.
I don't know what came first though.
Or
Yeah.
okay.
It was a
song.
book.
The book.
All right, I need some foam tape then. I'm gonna hide my foam tape behind the critter. And I have something a little bit thicker than the thin ones because I want it to sit off of the pattern enough that the vellum will diffuse the pattern behind it Otherwise it gets a little busy to have the critters and the pattern all melding together. So you can see in my original that if you pop the vellum up high enough, that it does diffuse that pattern behind it. So now we'll take our piece here. I do already have my sentiment stamped and embossed, just like we did on the images. And if I just lay these out kind of where I want them, then I can adhere them. Looks like I've got some good birthday cards now. Have a magical day. I've made 3 of these now.
Jamie says the Yeti and the Abominable are the same.
Oh, they are.
Oh, good.
I don't know.
Right.
I thought it was funny that I Googled it, and there's actually a website that says, what's the difference between the Yeti, the Abominable Snowman, and Bigfoot? So I think it's hilarious.
People have already asked and answered.
Yeah. Oh, the random things.
So I did purposefully, you can maybe see it if you're really looking, but I put the dragon a little bit higher and farther away from the unicorn because I know that's where my sentiment is going to sit, and I don't want to overlap too much of each of them. So I put these closer together and these 2 a little farther away. So then we can just get our sentiment adhered. This is going to sit on top of the popped up circles. Have a magical day, everyone. Magical weekend. There it is. Cute, cute.
Woo!
All right, we have our Tropical Punch card base then, and I'm going to pop that panel up with a little bit more foam tape. This time just thin foam tape so it doesn't give your card too much elevation.
Man, we've had such a fun week. We had Tuesday live, Thursday live, today live.
Today's all live.
It's a live party.
Oh. You guys, I'm looking forward to, quite honestly, a few days of not doing my hair.
Hey, it's Mom's Day. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Wear your PJs.
You see me around town, you happen to live in Ankeny, and I look frazzled in my yoga pants with my hair in a bun. Just
Walk
know,
on by.
I had 3 lives this week. Full hair.
Full hair and makeup.
hair. I love that. Full
Yes.
hair.
I'm sure everyone can relate.
Yeah. It's a process, right? And then I get a little bit jealous. Like John, he just wakes up and
Washes the head.
exercises and washes his head. I'm like, how is that fair? You don't have to do the whole like comb it out, curl it up. Anyway, girl problems, right? Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in for perhaps the whole week. So appreciate it, and hopefully you've learned some new things and you're excited to get crafty. I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. You already know what's coming on Tuesday, so tune in again to the fan page and submit your guesses for a chance to win that store credit that we'll be awarding on Tuesday when the release for New Colors goes live. Woohoo!
Yeah!
All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.